the other, knowing the other, and that's how basically the business was growing. It was a people business, and it still is, and it will always be a people business no matter how much technology you pump into it. However, if you connect direct selling with recent developments and innovations in the digital space, you do get a very powerful combination. So what's changing? It's a continuous evolution. Like Guy already said, people are born digital. They are digital natives. They are born into it. Facebook, social media is nothing special for them. They actually wonder if a company is not on these channels already. And my presentation got stuck. Gentleman in the back. Right, I have to go backwards a bit. So what's changing? There we are. We had this one. Of course, with all these digital natives, some people take it to the limit and sometimes even beyond. So we have to be a little bit careful with our lives. Mobile, that's a big topic. If you look at the development of mobile in the past years, and especially smartphones, mobile really rocks. And people are changing their behavioral patterns. They do communicate, but very often, even in their own houses, send SMSs each other, which is easier than just yelling up the stairs to say that dinner is ready. And it's so much easier to make new friends and new connections for private and for business purposes. Social commerce, something we haven't really embraced yet, but is going to come big time in our direction. I'm having conversations in social media, in Facebook, and it's going to be easy to really promote my products as a distributor and sell through that. And in the future, it's going to be even applications embedded into my Facebook channel. So there's new ways of interacting and of selling. Our life and habits are changing, and we are all becoming more digital. The question is, everybody? Yes, everybody. Not just the digital natives, but also the digital immigrants. So what is actually digital? Digital is web, mobile, and social media, as Gaia already also explained us, and she shared what social media is all about. And what does this mean now for the direct selling company? Direct selling companies can proactively use digital and especially social media to work on their reputation and awareness and that of the direct selling industry. The business is now not limited just to a location or to an area, but now can be conducted anytime, anywhere. What does this mean for the distributor? Direct selling companies can provide distributors with powerful tools to conduct operationally and analytically their business, provide them with apps so that they can see how their business is working, how are their downlines performing, and how they can maybe motivate if a downline is very close to reaching a next level. Thanks to digital, conversations about purchasing products or a business opportunity can be turned actually into a real dynamic experience. And what's in it for the customer? Technology has not changed the fact that people connect to one another, but it has dramatically changed the scope and the reach of these connections. Geographic obstacles are no longer with us. And it's really much easier for customers to find distributors if they want to purchase our products. I've got some scenarios. So this is Thierry, he's a distributor, and he's currently on a business trip, and he's looking through his iPhone or Android application how his downline is performing or what his personal status is in terms of his business. Or maybe he's on a business trip in Hamburg right now and wants to see who of his downline is in Hamburg so he can connect with them and possibly meet with them. This is Xenia. She just completed an online registration through the website and is now a happy new distributor. And Lisa, she's very active on the social phase, and she's just posting right now a new article or a new post about the new products that a direct selling company has launched. So what do direct selling companies actually need to do? How should they organize this to leverage all this? We need to look at the big picture. It's not just the web or mobile or social. It's really much bigger than that. It is a digital user experience. It requires a digital strategy to define and shape this experience. We need to stop thinking in channels, offline, online, and have separate departments. We need to have a consistent user journey. Like I said at the beginning, no matter how people come to us, I need to be able to guide them through until the final call to action. We need to get the right skill set into the organization. We need to think people, process, and technology. Think modern and visionary and accept the change. And we won't get it for free. Investments are necessary. It's not just technology, it's not PR, it's not marketing, it's a complete new way of communication. And it's not a one-way communication, so we need to prepare for a conversation. It's cross-functional. There's not one department in a company who owns it. Basically, every department needs to have a stake in it and participate in it. You need to set up a group, a council, to guide and prioritize the digital activities. This council should have representation from all business units and should be or could be called a digital and social media business council. It defines the strategy and gets the senior management commitment. And hopefully the CEOs will provide us with staff to execute these new activities. This council transforms the strategy into tactics and ensures alignment and avoids duplication. We don't need 5 Facebook pages of one brand or one company. We need one that really works and makes use for the people out there. And we need to make sure that this council then shares the information across the company. And I have to hurry up. So, the direct selling is the real social networking business, as we saw and heard already also yesterday. Digital has a huge potential to power up and direct selling if done well and holistically. If not executed well, a digital strategy, social media is just a traffic generator, and measuring, as we heard before, will not really be working or will not really be easy to measure. And I'm stuck again. Teşekkür.
Well, thank you, Mike. Well, as you can see, the only constant is change, and change is coming faster and faster, and if we really want to take advantage of the technology for companies, we need to move fast. And before we open up questions, I would like to ask some questions. One of them is, and this one will go to Mike, is as a direct selling company, how would you keep pace of the technology? How to grab it, if you would outsource or do it in-home or a combination of both?
You know, it's moving so fast that if you try to do everything inside the company, you're just never going to have enough staff and enough money to complete all these projects. So I think, on the other hand, if you go completely an outsourcing model, you're not going to find the skill set out there that, especially in the direct selling industry with a complicated compensation plan, that you can just use any outside vendor off the shelf to provide you with the technical solutions you need. So I think it's going to be a mixture of both. So you try and outsource where you are using standard solutions, and you basically build up the skill set in the IT department within the company where it really requires the in-depth knowledge of your own business model.
Thank you. And Guy, if you were advising a company as far as how to go, either go to the speed, of connecting with people or security of managing communications. You're a communication person, and today, if you do the wrong things, as you said, it can really get off hands, and it's difficult to correct. So some companies, they say, I want to go slow but secure, but then they're left behind. And other companies are trying to go too fast and stumbling. What's your insight on these?
Well, yeah, as you say, there are two ways, but I think the best way is to be on the safe side, always, because this is social media and it doesn't accept any wrong things to be done there. And when I look from a company perspective, as I am in my daily life all the time, it's always better to have a plan and to know what you are going to be doing about whatever you want to say. So, as I mentioned also in my presentation, you have to listen, you have to understand your audience, and you have to be safe on the be on the safe side to communicate your own messages. Otherwise, it's there, you don't have control, and everybody can talk about it. It can be huge. I mean, if I'm talking about my own company, everyone is talking about Intel. Everyone can talk about Intel, but is it the messages I want to be hearing myself, or is it the messages I want people to talk about? And still, we shouldn't forget that you cannot control the whole social media. You have to be ready to be transparent. You have to be ready for hearing the worst things and know how to control them even.
Okay, thank you very much. And the last question for Rick before we open up. We know that today we're actually mainly competing for the time that people will spend on us and the money people will spend on us. And sometimes we're not aware of with whom we're competing. And let me give you an example. Recently, there was a finding by Coca-Cola that the main competitor was not another soft drink, but it was Telefonica, the minutes on the telephones, on the young people. Young people have a limited budget, and they have to decide what they're going to do to enjoy life. And what happens is these they were deciding to spend minutes on SMS, on messages, and they were putting the money on telephone instead of having soft drinks because they were socializing. And this was affecting Coca-Cola. So then they decided to unite, with Telefonica to start building their consumption. I guess as direct sellers, we're all concerned to have people spending more time with us, and you're studying trends. So what do you think social media is going to do with direct selling? I mean, we need to demonstrate, we need to try our products, but word of mouth can move fast, and I think we can get exposed easily, but at the end of the day, we need to demonstrate too, so we need to kind of match the social media with the connection of the people.
I think one of the challenges for your industry is your name, because the way to get a bigger share of consumers' lives is to be relevant to them. And your name is direct selling. The clue is in the title. The risk I think you run is every time you touch a consumer, You run the risk of thinking all you want to do is sell to them. You know, for 90% of